Hey guys, Pastor Chris here. Welcome to the Poolside Chat. Really super hot out. But I wouldn't miss it. So, I had got asked something, which is a great question. I've talked a lot about this, but it's time to talk about it again. And it was in reference to this beating this guy took in Michigan, I believe it was. For 90 seconds, just got wailed on. And it was more than like a fight. It was like to actually hurt and destroy. And he got his head smashed in. And then a girl who tried to help him, they also fought her, and some guy just knocked her out cold. And it was horrible, absolutely horrible. And the question was, what is going on with people, at least that we hear about here in the U.S., that don't just want to hurt somebody or fight somebody, but they actually want to really hurt or torture or kill them. And I don't say this lightly. Someone showed me, why are there stabbings increasing now as opposed to shootings? And the answers were because it hurt more. And I didn't have an answer for her. I don't know why. It's just evil, just for the sake of evil. And the thing that hurt me the most is, you know that I'm a first responder chaplain. The chief of police, and I get her point. Some people disparage her comment. I don't. 100 people, at least, and there was one call to 911. One. So it does allow this evil. And I always go back to the same verse. There are other verses in here, and I've talked about this before, but this is the one that came to mind. Because this isn't what God designed. This isn't what God desires. And it's not that he couldn't stop it. He could. He will. It's going to happen. But what do we do today? And this explains it. This explains the evil. And as I was talking with somebody, they reminded me, and I'm not Democrat, Republican, I don't care. But the Democratic Party, for 2 presidential cycles in a row, actually had a debate. The first one is, do we need to include God into our platform? Do we need to say that we believe in God? And there was debate about this. And then it came out the next cycle that they took God out of their platform. They took God out. And maybe there is something with this. And the reason I say this is because Romans chapter 1, what God led Paul to write. This is starting in verse 18. The wrath of God. The wrath of God is being revealed from heaven against all the godlessness and wickedness of people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. Did you get that? People are wicked. As their wickedness, they actively suppress the truth to God. Since what may be known about God is plain to them, because God has made it plain to them. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse. So anyone can deny God, but you can't deny reality. You can't deny creation. And as I think of this today, I've been talking about this a lot, because I think maybe we need to slow down just a little bit and look at what God's given, righteous and unrighteous. saint and sinner, to enjoy. Because you see God in what he made. For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but their thinking became futile and their foolish hearts were darkened. They actively suppressed the truth of God. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images made to look like a mortal human being and birds and animals and reptiles. So, I've hesitated to say this because we don't worship snakes, we don't worship lizards. But when we talk about man, how many of us worship power? How many worship government? How many worship freedom? How many worship justice? How many worship love is love? They're idols. Man, or exchange worship of man and images of man for God. And then this is the important one. Therefore God gave them over in the sinful desires of their hearts to sexual impurity, for the degrading of their bodies with one another, exchanged the truth about God for a lie, and worship and serve created things rather than the Creator, who is forever praised. So this explains it. But what do we do with it? And let me challenge you. Because I thought of this. And I've thought of this phone that we have now. 100 people, at least 100 people, filming these poor people getting their just brutalized. And they all take pictures and videos. And I know this because they're all over the internet rather than help. So what do we do as Christians? Don't participate in this. Don't look at the videos. Don't take videos. I've said before, it's easy enough to help. Pick up a phone and dial 911. If you feel in danger, get safe and call 911. It's so easy to do, and it is so helpful. Because I would dare say that we are without excuse, that we have 911. It's that simple. And don't participate in this behavior. So that answers the why. And I threw in the what can we do about it as a bonus. So guys, keep your eyes out. If you see something, call it in. And if you have the ability to stop it, do it. But keep yourself safe. Because calling it in is everything. That's help. All right. That's what I got. Pray for me. Pray for our country. And pray for all of us as we seek what to do to make this a place we all can enjoy. All right? Keep the questions coming. Thanks for this. Tough one today just because that one hit me hard. I don't like to talk about it, but great question. Keep them coming. And we'll keep figuring out answers together. I'm Pastor Chris. Let your friends know, let your family know. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, at FL Compass Church, and now on Instagram, at FL Compass Church. Be blessed. Have a great week. See you Saturday.